Most importantly, it is what gives you the ability to identify patterns and make sense of the world. And that's something? You have 86 billion neurons in your head brain. So let's get to the second brain, the brain in your heart. Yep, your heart has a brain too. Your heart houses more than 39 million neurons. It is not nearly as many as the head, but it fills the gap with generating the largest electromagnetic field in the body. The heart sends as many messages to the head brains as it receives. And so your head brain talks to your heart brain, talks to your head brain. Remember the fight or flight response? Okay, there's part of it. The heart sends as many messages, again, to the head brains as it receives. Researchers in the field of energy cardiology have discovered that your heart creates thinking hormones like the type created in the head brain. Science. Brain 3, the brain in your gut. Your gut brain consists of two nerve centers called the myenteric and the submucosal, which have approximately 100 million neurons. 100 million. This is more than the spinal cord. The gut produces 70% of the hormonal cortisol. That's that hormone. We all hear about cortisol. Cortisol has a lot to do with weight as well, which is released during stressful periods to regulate metabolism, control blood pressure, and assist with memory formulation. The gut brain is also responsible for processing information during sleep. And that's something about that gut brain. 70% of serotonin, the neurotransmitter responsible for relaying signals across the brain to help you think clear, is produced in the gut. And that's why we talk about that healthy gut. And that's why we talk about eating healthy. And that's part of it. So look at how the brain, the heart, and the gut all connect. The cortisol, okay? Look at that. Think about that. Serotonin. Think about that. We hear it every day on infomercials, serotonin, cortisol. And so listen to how this really comes about. Listen to what really happens, how we react. Say, for instance, something happens and we're upset about something. So you have the fight or flight response. But guess what happens? When you get stressed out, your entire digestive tract disconnects and everything. And then next thing you know, it shuts down. It literally shuts down. And next thing you know, you don't feel good. You're constipated. You're not really optimizing how your body's supposed to really react to things. You're not really, just say for instance, you don't really have the energy. You feel completely drained. And that's because you're in that your body can be stuck there. Whether you believe it or not, your body can be stuck. And we're going to get to that a little bit more. And so these are the reasons why we talk about working through problems, working through things. Stop shutting down. Stop playing the blame game. Get through it so you can be better equipped to deal with life. You didn't say fight your way through life, but give yourself the skill sets that you need to be able to deal with life. Because if you don't, this is where you're going to be at. When you learn to listen to all three brains, something beautiful happens. It's remarkable. You finally go all in at work, at home, and in life. That's what happens because you understand how to deal with life and you're engaged. You're better at making decisions, and then the fight or flight response is handled in a much more productive way in terms of the decision-making process. So now we understand how to make decisions. We understand how to deal with situations. We understand how to deal with life. And that's part of getting through. What happens during the fight or flight response is a response to it's like an acute stress syndrome when I get to breaking this all down, it's going to all come to the forefront for you. The body's sympathetic nervous system is activated during that fight or flight response. And it's this big release of hormones. The sympathetic, you guys know I'm tongue-tied, but I get it. The sympathetic nervous system, it starts to stimulate the adrenal glands, triggering the release of catecholamines, including adrenaline and noradrenaline. It starts to release all this into the body, and the body is going crazy, like, what is really happening to me? What is going on with me? And then your heart starts to beat. You start you getting sweaty. All these things start happening to you. And why do they start happening to you? Because you're in the fight or flight response. And that's something that you have to tell yourself, no, stop, slow down, take it in, breathe, let it out. As soon as you know this is what's happening to you, your heart start beating fast, your heart is racing. So you slow down and you tell yourself, I got this. I got it. Let me slow this down. I got this. Let me sit down for a minute. Let me get some water. Let me take it all in. Okay? And let me just let it out. Let me just decompress for a few minutes. Let me breathe. And let me stand back up and let me get ready to deal with this. Okay? Because if you don't, this is what starts happening to you. The body begins to be tired. The immune system declines. And as we have, and as in done in research, there's so much research behind this. The brain can begin to become toxic until the bone is returned to its proper position in your body. In the range of motion, the body is likely to be stuck in a fight or flight response system. And it could be stuck for a long time. This is the role that stress brings on your body. And you must ask yourself, is it worth going through all this because I choose not to deal with life? Or do I want to be accountable for anything in my life so I'm not stuck? Okay? Do I want to take the role of accountability and bring myself to the forefront? Or do I want to be stuck in this situation of the fight or flight response where my body is shutting down, my immune system shutting down, I'm getting sick, I'm taking this toxic behavior inside of me, internally, and now I'm contaminating my body? That's not life. It's just mere existence in the worst way, and it's leading to depression, stress, and anxiety. And we know what that does to the body. It just tears the body down. So what you have to do is you have to decide to take ownership. You have to start your new life, and you have to claim it. And then you have to understand, unless it hurts, it's not real. You got to take control of your belief system. You know, if it's something that hurts you, is this real? Or is this something that I choose not to deal with? And do I need to take control of my belief system and rise? Positivity in life is something you can always take control if you decide to change within you. You can take control of this. You can say, I want to have a life full of negativity, or I want to have a life full of positivity. It's up to you. You get to decide. You're the driver of your own emotions. So you get to decide. You get to decide what side of this thing you want to be on. Do you want to be on the fight or flight response and always in a state of stress? Or do you want to work through it? And it takes time to work through situations, but you start somewhere. You have to say, I want to survive, and I'm going to get started. Because guess what? You harness the power of mindset. You harness the power of deciding to become intentional about what you need and what you want with positive behaviors. Moving through hurt and painful experience take time. It's not something, it didn't happen overnight, so you may not get through it overnight. But the point is, you start. But every day of your life should not be in pain and hurt. You can get out of it if you decide to get out of it. Listen to what I said. You can get out of it if you decide to get out of it, because you harness the power. Taking control of your mindset that you are deserving of living a fulfilling life of happiness and productivity, and you start setting goals and realizing the achievement of these goals, it's going to be powerful. You're going to be so mentally ready to go. You're going to understand what setting goals and realizing the achievements of these goals really mean in life. Your roadmap. That's what it is. Why? Because you decided you are discovering essential, productive habits leading to success. And you're climbing, you're excelling, you're rising. You stood up and you stopped running. Take it in and deal with life. Believe me, it's doable. Oh, yes. There's a course behind this training today. It's called Get Out of the Box. And it's about productive habit change leading to your transformational process. What do we need to do? Do it out of all your beliefs and take ownership of them. Just sit down right now. Sit down. I'm sitting down with you. You're going to take a pencil and pen. And you're going to rewind you're going to download this. And you're going to rewind. And you're going to sit down and we're going to do a personal audit right now. Number 1, what's working for you? Number 2, what are your principles? Number 3, what are your values in life? Number 4, who are your friends and why? Not just who they are, but why. Just say, who are my friends? Next column. Right now, why are they my friends? Next thing, what is toxic in your life? And do you need to reevaluate these toxic things in your life? Next things, what are your goals? Next thing is, what do I want? Weigh them out. The positive, the good, the bad, and the ugly. Remember that movie, The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly? What do you come up with? And not only what did you come up with, now ask yourself, why did I come up with it? And now, what do you need to do? Boy, that's powerful. What I just gave you is powerful. Work from where you are. And you don't have to be perfect. You don't have to be perfect. Okay? You are who you are. And you can be unapologetic about it too. Because you're working on you. Okay? You don't have to tell yourself, oh, I'm so sorry for who I am. No, that's part of your process. As long as you're not killing anyone and committing crimes, and it's part of your process, and you need to go through the process so that you can become better at what you want in life and who you are. You can reinterpret your beliefs. Okay? It's never too late for you to grow as a human being. You will continually, you know what? Us as human beings, through the process of life, we'll continually reinterpret our own belief systems because our mind and emotions continue to expand over time. This is growth, and this is the mindset leading to wisdom. Because it's like saying, okay, if I put my hand on this hot fire over here and it burns me once, I'm not going to put my hand on that fire the same way again. I'm going to know how to pick up something to protect my skin so it doesn't burn me again. And so this is part of the growth process. This is part of the mindset leading to wisdom. Step 2, detoxify your belief interpretation system. And what is that? What is detoxify your belief interpretation system? That is, how do you interpret life and people? And this is where a lot of people go wrong. A lot of people, I'm going to tell you a story. A lot of people go wrong because they immediately interpret or judge people. And that's where, and they get to judging everything in life they judge. And the constant practice of judging people can lead to isolation. It could lead to negative behaviors of becoming a toxic person. And the reason why is because I'm going to tell you a story. It's part of my personal story. My story. And a lot of people just didn't understand me, and they didn't understand my processes, and they didn't understand that I was on my journey. And I'd be in a room and people would be like, you want to have something to drink? No, I don't want anything to drink. I don't really drink alcohol. I drink once in a while. You want something to smoke? No, I don't really smoke. No, I don't smoke. No. Because that was my belief system, that if I wanted to get to where I was going in life, if I really, really wanted to get where I needed to go in life, that if I was going to be practicing behaviors that stopped me from being clear of what I needed to do and how to do it, if I had to wake up and in the morning time, most of the time, and I'm hungover, how was I ever going to get to accomplishing anything? How could I really believe in my system? How could I really believe in me when I looked in the mirror? And so I was accountable to myself. And people thought I was being stuck up. I wasn't being stuck up. I was just being accountable to me. And that's what I was doing. I wasn't judging people. I was like, okay, I understand this is what they do, but I'm not going to put them down. But that's not what I do. So I need to stay on this journey because I have something I'm trying to do.